It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack Podcast. You know, on Saturdays, we play fun music and we feature great information at 993thevine.com with me, Big Rick Stewart, and music from my time at Live 105 and at KFOG. We also mix in some stories that I find kind of interesting, whether it's local music or food or tech or just kind of some cool things I think you ought to know about. It's always lots of fun. Fun music and great information happens every Saturday at 993thevine.com. And the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack Podcast features great information like this. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Hey, fun music and great information. We're all about that all day long. Road trip idea. Ready? Road trip idea. I kind of knew about this, but then I saw this article at Tasting Table. They say, consider a trek along the California Cheese Trail. Yeah, there really is a California Cheese Trail. You might have even been on the cheese trail and you didn't even know this. Well, there's like a website and a whole thing. It was founded by Vivian Strauss. They have a printed map, a searchable digital map, an events calendar, and a lot more. They say Vivian created the cheese trail because she wanted to help, according to their website. Today, many of California's 79 cheesemakers attribute way more than 50% of their sales and customers visiting them on the cheese trail. All right, so this is pretty cool. This article is a Tasting Table, but you can find out about the cheese trail at their website. Now, formerly on the cheese trail, one of my favorite places, Cowgirl Creamery, but they no longer have that really great location where they had food and cheese and everything. No visitors allowed. They closed that down in September of 2022. However, not too far away, you can visit the country's oldest cheese company, the Marin French Cheese Company. They have some good cheeses. You can meet goats and sheep at the Tamales Farmstead Creamery. And in Boonville, if you want to head out to Boonville, you can visit the Penny Royal Farm. And you can also stop at the Point Reyes Farmstead Cheese Company, pick up some picnic supplies and cheeses. The farm features methane-powered renewable energy, water conservation, carbon sequestration, biodegradable packaging, and they say for cow comfort, state-of-the-art robotic dairy parlor technology. Well, how about that? Moo! Go visit some of these cheese places and, enjoy. Hey, it's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Fun music and great information. Some stuff you'll probably only hear about here at 993thevine.com. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Fun music and great information with me, Big Rick Stewart. Man, gas prices in California are expensive. We've been saying that for years. But guess what? As of just recently, like this week, they are not the most expensive in the United States. You gotta be kidding me, really? It's more expensive somewhere else? Even if you include Hawaii and California, the state of Washington has the highest average gas price. This article says that gas prices, for whatever reason, jumped 32 cents in the past month, and they're averaging $4.93 a gallon. This is according to AAA and reports from the head of the Petroleum Analysis Division, some guy named Patrick DeHaan. This is over at Gas Buddy. You ever checked out Gas Buddy? It's a pretty good website. All right, so here's the story. California has always led the country in many things, including, unfortunately, the price of gasoline. But for whatever reason, now, even including Hawaii, the state of Washington is number one. But you're saying, oh, I pay more than that in California. You might, because in the metro areas, the prices are always bumped up a little bit more, right? Major California cities still charging heavily for gas. 8 of the top 10 metro areas in America with the highest prices at the pump are located in California, according to AAA. But on average, the state of Washington is the most expensive. Okay, what's the least expensive? How about Mississippi? Gas price, $3.01 per gallon. I say fill her up. Hey, I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack here at 993thevine.com. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Fun music and great information here at 993thevine.com. Are you a James Bond fan? Of course you are. Come on, great movies. Even if you go back to the earliest movies, they're really good and the new ones are great. What if you could go on a European vacation and travel like James Bond and go to all those great places and have a martini. And now you can do all this, you James Bond fans, thanks to a tour company called Black Tomato. They have actually worked with some location managers that worked on the James Bond films to tie in vacations and these trips, and you, being a James Bond fan, get to do some really cool things. Now, they go to some other locations, but let's just look at the itinerary for the Assignment Europe. This is a 12-night trip for you James Bond fans. It starts in London. You take a boat trip down the river. You do a little trip for some James Bond shopping essentials. You can sip martini at the posh St. James. Do a little stunt training. I like seeing that on here. You end up going to Paris, Monaco, Lake Como, and Venice, and you even get to have a VIP experience to the casino in Monte Carlo. All these James Bond filming locations, and it will run you, are you ready? $75,000 per person. Yeah, I guess, then gambling and martinis, maybe extra, I don't know. Anyway, if you're into this, check out Black Tomato, and if you go, take a lot of selfies. All right. Shaken, not stirred. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Or wait, was it the other way around? Fun music and great information right here at 993thevine.com. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Fun music and great information here at 99.3 The Vine. I love grilling and barbecuing and smoking and all that stuff. I'm really into it. I don't know if I'm any good at it. I think I'm okay at it, but I don't do it for a living or anything, but I know my way around a grill. If you're new to all this, or you just want some good tips, or especially this is good if you get a brand new grill, whether it's gas or charcoal, doesn't matter. You really need to know the temperatures. Now, you can't always go by the temperature that's on the hood. Maybe, but maybe not. I don't think they spend a lot of money on that part of the grills. So get yourself a good oven temperature gizmo thing, one that you just put inside, and use that to figure out how hot your grill is. And over at AmazingRibs.com, which is a great website with all kinds of great recipes and ideas, they've got a good tip for getting to know your grill or smoker by doing some dry runs. So you're not cooking anything yet. But check this out. This is a great idea. I love this. Now, first of all, they say you really need to know just three temperatures: 225, 325, and what they call warp 10, which is like maximum super hot. You have to take some notes, but get some white bread. Get a loaf of white bread and turn on your grill. Let it heat for about 15 minutes and then turn everything down to low. Put your slices of bread all over the grill, kind of in an organized pattern, and then turn them over after a little bit and see which one browns more and which one browns less. That's going to tell you the hot part of your grill and the cooler part of your grill, which can be very beneficial because you might think, well, the whole thing's the same if it's on medium, but it's probably not. This is a great tip. There's some other tips over there as well. Go check out AmazingRibs.com and have yourself some good grilling. 225, 325, or warp 10. Don't use warp 10 very often. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Fun music and great information at 993thevine.com. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Fun music and great information with me, Big Rick Stewart. I love this story. I actually really love this place. It's up in Yountville. And this is a headline from Patch.com. Napa Valley Winery offers new puppy pairings. Now, no, unfortunately, they don't give you a puppy while you're wine tasting. Although maybe that would be the next step. I don't know. From Yountville, you get this story from Silver Trident Winery, which is a really good place for really good wines. And they offer a couple unique things. And now they have just started offering puppy pairings, so you can bring your pup with you. A tasting of 4 treats, and you also get a take-home Silver Trident branded water bowl for $20 for the puppy. For this price, you are going to get 1 banana cake flavor puppy cake, 1 granola flavored dog bone shaped cookie, a peanut butter oat flavored wine glass shaped cookie, and a take-home gift of a peanut butter oat flavored wine bottle shaped cookie as well. Now they synchronize this with your tasting. So as you're tasting Silver Trident wines, dog gets a little something, and then you get another thing, and dog gets a little something. And see, everybody gets a little something. You can also pair this up with something that's really unique. They've been doing for a few years up there, the potato chip extravaganza wine tasting. That is really fun and people love it. It's all at Silver Trident Wines in Yountville. Maybe give it a try. Bring your pup and let me know about it. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Fun music and great information right here at 993thevine.com. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Fun music and great information here at 99.3 The Vine. Man, there's this new documentary out about one of my favorite musicians who I first saw at the Stone in San Francisco. This little club. It was on Broadway in San Francisco, right next to the questionable venues that had women wearing very little clothes, dancing on stages. All right, perhaps you know about the Stone. The Stone is a great place for live music, though. And one night, this unheard of guy, this friend of mine said, you have to go see this guy. He was a musician. This guy, Stevie Ray Vaughan, showed up on this little tiny stage. And he had a whole rack of just beat up, you see this live if you ever saw Stevie Ray Vaughan, beat up Fender guitars. I mean, the finish was worn out. You wouldn't pay $20 for them. Although if you knew who played them, you would. And they were on stage, and he would just destroy one, and he'd pick up another one, and he'd pick up another one. And he was ripping these great solos. It was just amazing. Band leader, singer, songwriter, lead guitar player. He was just amazing talent. And of course, then after that, he went on to do incredible things. In the crowd that night at the Stone was kind of like, at the time I was living in San Francisco, seeing a lot of music acts. Like every guitar player I knew was in the venue that night, because those were the only people that knew about him. Later on, people really got to know about Stevie Ray Vaughan. Maybe not as much his brother Jimmy. There's a new documentary out about the two of them growing up in Texas and more. Eric Clapton said, the first time I heard Stevie Ray, I thought, whoever this is, he's going to shake the world. I have to know who this guitar player is. So check this out. It's a new documentary streaming now. Jimmy and Stevie Ray Vaughan, Brothers in Blues. You can check it out at Amazon, iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube Movies, and it is awesome. All right, there's your hot music documentary tip. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack at 993thevine.com. Well, those are some stories that I have featured on the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Tune in at 8 a.m. every Saturday at 993thevine.com. I'm Big Rick Stewart here. Music from my days at Live 105 and K-Fog, some current songs, lots of surprises and more. It's always lots of fun. We have a 10 at 10, a Beatles brunch at noon. It happens all day. The Wine Country Saturday soundtrack and the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack podcast. Tell your friends, and thanks for listening to this podcast, and thanks for checking out 993thevine.com.